Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. Crypto takeover, $517 billion bank insolvency, Bitcoin to 500K. You'll hear how it could happen. PayPal on the XRP ledger, is it? We got that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com at the top of the screen. We see we are at $2.73 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 2%, 69,800 plus for Bitcoin, 3,800 plus for Ethereum, 112 billion plus market cap for Tether. And we see XRP at the number 8 spot here at 52 cents, up 1.1 on the 24, off by 1.3 on the 7-day. Range of price between 51 and 53 cents basically now. We will keep an eye on it, but I want to remind everybody very quickly, iTrust Capital has the best crypto, gold, and silver IRAs on the planet, bar none, in this space. Period. Full stop. Now, you do get your own back office, and it's amazing. But what you need to know is that there's a lot of people changing jobs. There's a lot of people who lose their job. You can get your 401k and roll it right over into your back office and have complete control of whether you put it into XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, however, maybe you want to break it up so it's 20% this, 30% that. Everybody's got different strategies, but the point is you'll be able to have complete control over those strategies while you're managing your portfolio that's tax-free. Because the only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto and then having all of that freedom and control in the back end while you're earning tax-free on top of it. Make sure you click the link to my sponsor and check them out. This is super exciting. I wanted to show this right out of the gate here. And this is XRP Drop says, I'm just beginning to realize how big the partnership between Ripple and futureverse is. Futureverse is collaborating with FIFA, Warner Brothers, Reebok, and Ready Player One, just to name a few. You can see even more listed here. And this is super exciting because we know how big gaming is in general. So seeing Ripple get deep with futureverse and going hard into the metaverse like this in gaming itself is a huge, huge plus. All of this stuff is going to start showing up in real gains at some point. Everybody's waiting for clarity, right? So keep an eye on it. Right here, we see Ripple's XRP token experienced significant trading activity with 3 billion tokens valued at 1.5 billion being transferred in the last 24 hours alone. Now, we know that we did have an escrow release on the 1st of the month, so that's not unusual, right? But just letting you know what the volume of movement is in the last 24 hours. So then there's this. Let's not lose sight of why crypto is here to begin with, and I mean Bitcoin and all of it. It was all created because they knew there was a financial crisis coming. The technology was on the realm of being really harnessed for moving and settling value. Hello, Bitcoin, right? And here we see 517 billion in unrealized losses hits the U.S. banking system. FDIC says 63 lenders on brink of insolvency. Not good, ladies and gentlemen. Not good. And again, this is why the crypto space is here. Make no mistake. It is the stress on the financial system along with the US dollar as the global reserve currency. Something must be done. Okay? It's coming. We see Australia joins the list here, being the next on the list for first spot Bitcoin ETF going live. And we are prepared. Bring it on. And then I want you to hear this and listen to Chamath Palihapitiya explain how one Bitcoin could reach over 500K by October of 2025. Take a listen.
You should really look at the pattern of Bitcoin after a halving. So here's a little Bitcoin price analysis for you guys. So there's been a couple of halving cycles that have happened. And I asked him to go back and look at the price performance 1 month after a halving, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, and 18 months after a halving.
Okay.
And what you notice is that there are these moments initially where essentially when you go through a Bitcoin halving, people are sort of reassessing what's happening and they're trying to figure it out. That's sort of what I would say happens in the first month, and roughly what also happens in the first 3 months. But then within 6 months to a year and 18 months of these things, there are these crazy price appreciation cycles that happen. So that's what this page shows, which is, 18 months after the first halving, the Bitcoin price returned 45x. After the second halving, it returned almost 28x. And after this third halving, it returned almost an 8x, which is really incredible returns in such a short period of time. If you go to the next page. And so if you graph that, this is what it starts to show, which is what is this price performance after each of these halving cycles. Now, why is that interesting? Well, it's interesting because on top of this halving, which theoretically, if history is a guide, we should see some price appreciation. Obviously, the other thing that's happened is we've commercialized Bitcoin. And we talked about this sort of as my big prediction for 2024, which is these ETFs are really going to allow Bitcoin to cross the chasm and have its sort of central key moment, right? And so if you apply the averages, and again, these are just averages, they're by no means predictions. Okay, so I just want to qualify that.
Yeah,
These are
this
just
is not financial advice.
It's not financial advice. These are just guesses.
data.
We took these and we applied it to the price of Bitcoin. And if you go to the next page, you start to see what could happen if you just take the average of the last few cycles. So because the first cycle was so extreme, and you start to
so you're just doing cycle 2 and 3 here, to be clear.
just the averages of cycle 2 and 3, and what you start to see is some really meaningful appreciation. And when I talked to Wences about this, how he explained it, which makes a lot of sense to me, is there are a lot of countries that will never look at Bitcoin credibly, even if they support it. The US may be one of those, but there's an increasing body of countries that will become dual currency. And they will look at their local currency, and then they will look at Bitcoin. And they will say both of these two things are needed. One, when you're transacting on a daily basis for random goods and services. And two, when you need to buy a permanent asset that needs to have residual value, you'll use something like BTC. And I think that's a very powerful concept. And if you look at what this price chart could indicate, is that if this thing starts to get to these levels of appreciation, it is going to completely replace gold and start to become something that has transactional utility for hard assets.
Well, this gets super interesting because, I mean, again, these are just indicators and kind of just pulling and looking at data. They're not predictions, right? They're not predictions for anybody. But, remarkable to pay attention to these little windows. Like in 6 months, will we be somewhere around $90,000 to $100,000 with Bitcoin? And then these indicators start to show whether they're really proving out or not in the way of being a real implied average here. So we'll keep an eye on it, but I thought that was a very good breakdown. And, you have to remember, with this halving, and as he pointed out, Chamath pointed out here, rightfully so, ETFs are a game changer here, and there is no data to factor in what that may do to price over time. So we're going to keep an eye on it. And then here, I love this. This is 26 seconds of fire. 99.99% of the projects at this conference, he's talking about Consensus 2024, that just finished, are complete and utter BS. Take a listen.
99.99% of the projects at this conference are complete and utter bullshit.
Whoa.
They have some fancy white paper. They make all these crazy claims, right? And their purpose, if we ignore, what they are trying to do,
Absolutely give it up for that guy. We've heard Brad Garlinghouse pretty much say something similar, but I tell you, and where I'm at. I believe that the government's best play is to wreck Tether, and that's going to get rid of thousands, if not more than 10,000 tokens that don't do a thing. All you got to do is crush Tether, because that's the only way on and off of the little alt tokens. It's the only way in and out, right? So there it is. We'll see what happens. And I tell you, again, here we're looking at a crypto takeover, right? We're talking about what is going to happen. This technology wasn't made just so we could all, dick around, and with this technology and play speculative games with it. That's what's happened from the grassroots. It's been a speculative kind of market. Not kind of, that's what it's been. But this technology is to find out what really works and what doesn't, so then it can be adopted by the actual financial system, and then the rest of this stuff is going to fall in the gutter. But not these guys. This is MC Squared Finance right here, and they've just received a grant from Ripple to build on the XRP Ledger. What do they do? MC Square platform bridges the gap between traditional finance and decentralized markets, unlocking the full potential of digital assets for investors worldwide. Shout out to Christoph, co-founder, and everybody else at the MC Squared Finance team. It's nice to see companies like this that haven't been out here just trashing people be awarded a grant. This is beautiful to see, and I hope that this becomes the norm where, people aren't out here creating these ridiculous narratives and just supporting these amazing people with these incredible ideas and projects that they want to bring to market. I love it. Shout out to MC Squared. And then here we have it. Oh my goodness gracious. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. All the money.
The world we're going to is still the world where all the world's value, all credit, all derivatives, all commodities, everything is basically on chain and represented on chain and composable on chain into more and more advanced financial products in an efficient, quick way. So we're not talking months, we're talking minutes to seconds. Right now, what takes months will take minutes to seconds. And as more and more assets get on chain, they'll become composable, and they'll begin to create their own kind of benefits from being composed into more and more advanced baskets of things. So right now, we're basically in the position where we're at a tipping point where the numbers have far surpassed what they were in the past. And we're on a trajectory where all the world's biggest institutions are starting to look at how to put their value on chain. So I would say that basically this year is the year when our industry shifts into this new direction about public chains and about the global financial system merging into a single industry, into a single internet of contracts.
There you have it right there. Shout out to Sergey from Chainlink. That's where we're going. Crypto takeover. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't about just speculative. We're getting ready to see a huge transformation take place. That transformation is the adoption and implementation of this technology inside the financial system in the traditional markets. Period, full stop. That's where you're going to see it. And then here, very quickly here, this is Tomas Mancini Grafali from the IMF talking about if we could just find some kind of value protocol that would allow us to use it for public settlement of assets across borders. If we could just find something, if we could just build something. Tomas, I think you're well aware of what the XRP Ledger is because you're explaining it very, very clearly.
I think the role of the public sector is not just rules and regulations. In fact, it's also about building public goods.
XRP Ledger is a public good. David Schwartz told us.
Building infrastructure. There is no public settlement assets across borders, and thus the pain points that you all know well in cross-border payments. And the question, I think, a really interesting question now is, can we build a public good for cross-border payments? Can we think about a settlement platform that might escrow central bank reserves in order to transfer them from one bank or participant to another, and thus
yeah, XRP Ledger, and where the World Bank may have had it mixed up when they called XRP and XLM stable coins, it just may be that they're global stable coins, because there is a difference. Here's a reminder right here. I tell you, this is unbelievable. Ripple, PayPal. We showed this not long ago, but the interoperability between the XRP ledger and payment systems like PayPal has always been the product vision. It absolutely has. Smoke Dog is on fire here. Showing Google, Uber, Facebook, Airbnb. Then you see Visa, PayPal, Alipay, ACH. You see it all, right? You see it all right there. Swift, ACH, Ripple's app network, the heart of it all. PayPal, Alipay, right? You see this, right? Bank of America, PayPal, FXall, Wall Street, CLS, Wall Street. You see CLS, Swift, Visa. It's all right here. Ripple's in the heart of it. You see it, right? You see the tech stack where this is at. Where are we at? The settlement infrastructure at the bottom layer where everything eventually goes through. Yes, built on Ripple. That's what we're talking about, right? So you see that, right? Then this gentleman down here says this is the vision, but no proof from PayPal's side that they're integrating with the XRP ledger. Smoke Dog replies, okay. What else can you do? You can't reach people like this. I don't know what to say.
System for buying and selling stablecoins is a decentralized platform that facilitates direct transactions between individuals looking to exchange stable digital assets, such as stablecoins, without the need for intermediaries like banks or traditional financial institutions. So this is a peer-to-peer system. This is the app where you log in and place a new offer with the method, amount, fee, and message to the buyer. You can sell all your offers, and you can see them too in these slides. In the other side, you can take an offer and pay for it. Like we can see, you can take it and pay for it. That's it. It's a peer-to-peer. It is simple, and it gets done in minutes.
Watch this.
The code talks two different things, the XRPLedger and the LNPay system. First, the code helps to place the offer, and then the code helps to take the offer. So this is a helper to deal with the stablecoins and paying peer-to-peer invoices. It's the digital toolbox that makes sure everything works smoothly.
And there you have it. It's showing the interoperability with apps like PayPal and Zelle, using and transacting with the XRP ledger through that interface. Now, why in the world would you need to see proof from PayPal's side when you've got it right here? PayPal probably aren't talking about it because, for one, it's not necessary to let their customers know anything about the XRP ledger because it's on the back side. Number two, it's already done, whether it's through a third-party interfaced app or not. This has happened. It's done. Yeah, that's why I say Crypto Takeover. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. And as a reminder, take a listen.
If this is going to be a bull run for XRP or for Ripple,
yeah, let's hear this from Paul Barron.
tokenized assets are going to be the vehicle that this is going to, I think, transact around.
That's right, which means stable coins, commodity stable coins, dollar-backed stable coins, derivatives, stock bonds, traditional stable coins, that kind of stable coins. Those kind of instruments are going to make it all go wild, right?
And if you follow where the money is going, you probably would agree. Here's a clip to talk about that.
Here we go.
BNY Mellon is the world's largest custodial bank.
They also hold a lot of Ripple or XRP, and we also know that they're partnered with Ripple.
They're the bank that your banks bank with. And they did a study of institutional asset managers to get their opinions on what they think about this space. And that report found that 97% of asset managers believe that tokenization will revolutionize the asset management industry. The ones with more than $1 trillion, basically the largest asset managers, 100% of them are interested in this space.
And there you have it. That's where the crypto takeover is coming from. And it's going to take something like the FIT 21 Act to get it done. or a combination or something similar thereof, right? But this is what we're waiting for. Nothing has changed. The log jam has been the same it's always been. Now, will we get it? I hope so. They seem to be positive on Capitol Hill, and it may take the election before we get it passed, but it does seem like it's coming. And when it does, we all know what's waiting. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I hope you'll go to digperspectives.com, click the Freedom Zone, and join for next to nothing. It's a great way to help support the channel, and we're super grateful for every one of you that does. And you get all of our daily videos with 0 Google ads, plus extra content and a VIP chat to go along with it. I will catch all of you on the next one. Not financial advice from me or anyone else.